So I remember when Napster was illegal. And I was so scared that the FBI was going to catch me downloading all the stuff that I was downloading.
They do have your face and picture and name still, but I don't know that they'll use it at this point.
Well, tell me what's going on with Napster. Yeah, what's going on?
A lot has happened since the inception of Napster, but we're still trying to keep that, that kind of spirit alive, innovation in the space, kind of disrupting as we do. I mean, we went from obviously illegal downloads and file sharing, but which was basically for a greater cause of trying to bring people together, kind of stoke discovery. I mean, there wasn't a way that you could discover digitally. It was like you had to go to the record store and see a friend. Awesome, great venues, but this was like monumental in a shift of how people could share across the globe and really learn about all their kind of new kinds of music. Plus, you could build out your music catalogs, and I think it just basically got people much more into music. Obviously, there's some things that had to get sorted out on the legal end, which got sorted shortly when we launched.
And you wanted people to get paid?
Absolutely, and then which got sorted when we launched Napster. I mean, Rhapsody, because we always felt that like, hey, look. We believe in paying for music. So Rhapsody from day one was fully premium. There was no free tier. It was all about music has a value, and why don't we provide the biggest catalog we can in the streaming space? I mean, we built the first streaming platform, which was all paid. So it was always about, once the inception of Rhapsody, was always about music should be paid for, but then you still had kind of the backbone of like, it's got to be discovery. It's got to be about linking people, and it's got to be about going not just majors, not just indies, kind of that whole ecosystem, and then also expanding in the markets, right? So it launched in the U.S., but now we're many countries around the globe. So it's really kind of a way to make sure that we were still kind of using that ethos, but really doing some kind of responsible business practices on top of that, and still trying to innovate in the space.
Well, tell me, A2IM. And Napster, like, how does that work together?
I mean, it works perfectly, right? Because literally, that's half of our content base, right?
Yeah.
Is indie content. And that's the bones of what we came out of. So whereas, we're certainly need to kind of balance, major label, indie label, and this and that, but still a lot of the foundation was built in kind of an indie ethos. And so we make sure, like particularly like in our marketing platforms or whatever, that we're thinking about how can we break new artists and how can we kind of make sure that there's a right balance, because sometimes it's just hard to get a balance. I mean, if you've got one budget here that's this big and one budget here that's this big, maybe some people are getting disenfranchised. We wanted to make sure that like everyone's got a seat at the table, and everyone's kind of got that place where if you come to us and we work as a partner, everyone's equal in our sandbox that we play in.
And when it comes to a lot of these independent artists, do you think they're making that money?
Absolutely. I mean, I will say this about the payment structure. As I said, from day one, we've always believed in fully paid music, right?
Yeah.
So there's no free tier, which means that your royalty payments aren't diluted, across that. So, I think that that's kind of been one of the chief factors in, having us have really strong label relations across the industry, is because they know there's different business models of how streaming works, but we were at least doing the best we can given the the ecosystem to make sure that we were trying to pay the highest rates you can pay and the most kind of speaking to that it's all paid for music. So I think that was kind of our way of saying, hey, look, we are just really here to be an advocate for artists and to try to help their careers grow, right? And so even down to marketing campaigns and whatnot, it's trying to figure out interesting new artist initiatives, because it's kind of a chicken and the egg, right? You could someone might say, hey, look, I'd love to do something for your indie artist, but they don't have, let's just say, some kind of threshold of streams, so then therefore we can't place them. But then if you don't get placed, then you're never going to get this threshold of streams to get placed. So I like to think that we kind of try to take a chance on artists that we, discuss with the labels and be like, we're just going to back you. This could be your first single. You have no discernible proof that this is going to do anything, but we've talked, we've listened to the music, we're music heads in the house. So we're like, let's just go and see if we can help you break an artist. Let's see if we can, allow our users to discover the next, amazing artist that just kind of started from scratch, and here they are.
So especially while we're talking about indie artists because it is Indie Week.
Absolutely.
Do you help them with the marketing? Like, if you find that golden egg, do you help them with marketing? Do you throw it out there for them?
Totally. I mean, that's basically, I don't know, 2/3 of my job in label relations is I'm talking to indie labels every day, and so from their point of view, they will love the artist, they will love the music, and that's what they can kind of provide, right? If there's not a bunch of other metrics to surround that, then it's my job to be like, okay, this is what we can do across our platform.
Yeah.
So we've got our platform, our app, plus our socials, plus we run another side of our businesses, which is B2B. So we have a bunch of partner deals where we can now take these indie artists across the other platforms. So it's not just streaming on Napster, but it's streaming on all of our other platforms that we have partnerships with. So yeah, I mean that's basically what I'm trying to do all the time is create marketing plans so that the artists, we want them to be creative, right?
Yeah.
We want them to make the music, and then we can help them figure out how to get them best placed for discovery, consumption, and the rest of it. I mean, we'll do things like help them try to sell tickets if they're coming on tour, which is not going to help Napster, right, in the regular sense of the word. But we're like, no, we would just like to help you in every avenue that you endeavor to. So, if you're an artist and you come in by Seattle, come to the office, there's sessions, there's different kind of opportunities. But at the minimum, come by, meet us, we'll have a conversation, and then, we'll walk away from that capturing content about the upcoming West Coast tour, or whatever it happens to be. So that's even outside of any kind of realm, of the business we actually operate. So yeah, I mean, I think there's kind of no limit to how we would like to help.
But the big question.
Oh, there's a big one. I thought all these were big questions.
nearly.
Okay.
A2IM, how important is it to have an institution like this?
Oh, I mean, it's quintessential. I mean, if you just took any indie label by itself, I mean, the ocean is too big. You know what I mean? There would be no way to kind of survive it. So you have to have a collective to really make this work. And what they've done over the years has been amazing to actually build this kind of collective that keeps growing, and the services they offer keep expanding. So now, literally any label, I mean, you could be a label owner with 3 acts. You come and be a part of A2IM, and now you've got like a whole, I don't know if army's the right word for it, but you've got a whole team working for you. And it's, obviously we're here in North America, but like, this whole ethos of like a collective goes across the globe. So, what the types of services you can get here, expand across it. So there's really no kind of limit to what you can do when you become a part of this group.
Basically a global community.
Absolutely, as well it should be. I mean, and plus like genres, walls are getting broken down now, so literally every country, any genre, it's all there. So yeah, I mean, the work that A2IM does is amazing.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Absolutely.
I'm a bit worried. Do you think the FBI really does have my record?
I mean, I've seen your record on their database, so you for sure, some others maybe not.
Is it bad that I was downloading the Spice Girls?
No, I think that's why they haven't hassled you, because who didn't download the Spice Girls?
Okay.
It's a fantastic choice.
Just don't want to be judged.
This is a judgment-free zone.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.